Because they'll kill you for it. Because they don't have it. Madness all over our USA and eventually the world. I saw Mount St. Helens long before it blew up. I lived right there. They had what they called the red zone, where she blew, in the blue zone. Nobody was able to live there except the people that lived there. Nobody was able to come in and out except the people that lived there. And I lived in the blue zone. And I was there when that took place. And I saw that blow up a year before it blew up. And I saw thousands of trees piled one on top of the other, just poof, going down. I didn't know what mountain it was. I knew it was on the west coast. I didn't know it was my mountain, Mount Rainier. I knew it wasn't down in California. I knew it wasn't up in Alaska. But I didn't know. Maybe northern California. I don't know. I was taken away on the shores. And turned around and looked back from way off. And I saw this beautiful mountain just blow up. And then I was rushed like the wind, seeing everything going on as the trees were moving. And people and rivers. A year before it happened. It's going to do it again. I don't know what year or date. I know it'll be in another beautiful spring-like morning, like the first time. And I know it's going to blow out what, if anybody knows anything about the St. Helens area, that we have what they call the ape tubes over towards Cougar, Washington, real close to the Oregon border. And it'll blow right there through that side, literally come out first, right through those former lava tubes called the Ape Caves. And that whole side of that mountain, that whole side just boom, blows away. Cougar, man almighty, I don't even know if archaeologists will find it ever again, even in the far future. And we haven't got long of a far future ahead of us, maybe 2,000 more years or so after what ends here. And then the whole earth will go poof. I saw that. Yeah. But Mount St. Helens will blow. It'll be beautiful, warm, sunshiny, early morning, anywhere from, maybe as close as 6 o'clock to no later than maybe 10 o'clock. And it just goes. Boy, does it go. And you think the top going up was something. You wait until you see this. There's people around that have busted teeth and ended up with a little, what do we call them? Botched Canyon for tooth. St. Helens looks like a pretty beat up little Botched Canyon, just a little part of a rim standing there for eternity. Well, until the real end time. But it blows towards Oregon, towards Portland. I didn't see it go into Portland. I wasn't showing that. If it does, I don't know. But suddenly the wind comes whipping up, catching all that dust, and whoom, right past Longview, Kelso, Castle Rock, towards Tacoma, towards Seattle. And I was showing my house, where I was living at the time. An old structure that had, it was on a hillside, a steep hillside, so part of the structure, was 10 or 12 feet, being held up by sticks. And all of that was gone in the sense that it was covered with ash. And it had an upstairs to it, more an attic, but people would sleep in it. And I was seeing from that area where it was, the hillside went down. And all I could see was maybe 10 inches of the ridge of the roof of the house. The rest was all ash. This was part of the vision I'm speaking of. And the wind took that down towards Tacoma, and 10 inches easily filled Tacoma and Olympia. And I don't know if it reached Seattle, but suddenly the wind shifted and whoosh, took it into eastern Washington, like it did the first time. Boy, what a mess. It's going to happen, folks. At the same time frame area. Again, minutes, days, weeks, months, couple of years, I don't know. There'll be a 7.2 earthquake rolling up from Portland, Oregon area, up our coast into Washington State. And it will be reported 7.3 by some. But the voice that was showing me this narrated 7.2. Some will say 7.3, but it is 7.2. Quote, unquote, the Creator speaking, audible voice. And I watched again, beautiful day. Might have been summer, but it looked like spring. So it might take effect before St. Helens or after, but it has to be before. Because after it was all ash, and there's no way in heaven and hell that all the machines on earth could move all that ash to make it look like what I was seeing. So it has to. And I literally watched the coolest darn thing. It was catastrophic or whatever you call it, but it was still cool to watch. The earth, like a giant, well, not real giant, but 10, 12-foot high wave. The earth just like a wave being pushed to the shore, coming towards me as I watched. And I watched telephone poles all of a sudden rise and tilt, houses going like this. As, you know, it's just lifting the earth. It was like a giant worm was under the earth, rolling. And it will take place. That should all take place really soon, probably within 3 years. And now, don't quote me. I'm just assuming, right? Also, Mount Si, Little and Big Mount Si, by Snoqualmie Pass, North Bend, Washington. It stopped me. I'd heard of Mount Si. I didn't know where it was. I heard it was by North Bend, so I knew I'd driven by it dozens upon dozens of times, but I didn't know it. Didn't know the name. I mean, put a name to the mountain, and lo and behold, this short little mountain called me as I was coming towards it. What? I've only had a mountain talk to me once. That was Mount Rainier. But this darn mountain's calling me, wanted me to stop. It wanted to tell me something. And what the heck does this mountain got to do? Now, this is not part of the vision, but it falls into part of the great vision. It's all really included. And anyway, so I told the lady who was driving the car, that mountain wants to talk to me. And she said, oh, Mount Si, that's a Mount Si? Yeah. I said, yeah, it wants to talk to me. So we pulled off and went inland a little bit off of the freeway, I-90, and parked at this business place, and the lady got all excited. It happened to be her brother's business place. And she hadn't seen him in years and knew he was somewhere in the state, but here she is parking at his company's parking area. And she went in just joyous to chat with her brother, and I was given permission to go to the back and talk to the mountain. And I said, okay, there I am, basically. And it proceeded to show me that it too will blow. Well, there's two mountains, Big Mount Si and Little Mount Si. And it showed me the past. Big Mount Si was all Big Mount Si. Little Mount Si was the top.